Wow, I'm looking good today.
Okay, I'm looking exceptionally ugly. Haha, that's exactly what we want here. Now, you know how I made a video almost a month ago now? Don't ask about my crazy upload schedule, we don't need to talk about it. But, on the other hand, I did an AK kit, or worker AK kit to be exact, for this thing. AK-47U. Today,
We're going to be building it. Which makes this the Burdinator channel's
first mod guide. Yay! So, eyes down, we're going to, I'll run you through exactly the materials I'm going to be using to put this thing together.
give or take.
Alrighty, eyes are now on the ground. Wonderful. Okay, so, you're going to need your kit, of course. I've got other parts down here, but you get the basic idea. You're going to need your AK kit itself. I'll put that off to the side for now, too. You will want a 2S zippy compact lipo,
As well as this.
the
Other bit for this. So, I recommend
buying your zippy compact lipo and then going to your local hobby store and grabbing one of these. If they sell RC stuff, they'll have this. So, that's what you'll need. In terms of electronic stuff, no excess wiring or any of that stuff. We're not being fancy. We're literally just going to shove that into the two prongs in the back. I'll show you what two prongs. Yeah, we're pretty much shoving those onto these with some solder. That's pretty much it. Don't get a 3S, get a 2S because you'll burn out your motors if you get a 3S. But this thing can handle a 2S. I hope. We'll find out. Another thing you'll need is a Dremel tool. One of these bad boys. You'll need one of those, as well as some cutting bits if you're doing the thing I'm doing, which is cutting this off to make it look more AK. Just right across there to make it more AK-esque. Some stripper clips, electrical tape, and some hot glue, but hot glue and hot glue gun. That's pretty much just to hold this in place when it's inside. Yeah, anyway, some hot glue. It's, yeah, pretty basic stuff. Soldering iron. Nothing too insane. Oh, yeah, and if you are doing the cutting bit, you'll also need some PLA plastic. Or plexiglass plastic sheet.
Right. I think that about covers it.
Screwdriver, obviously. I mean, what else? Yeah, I think that about covers it all. You'll see all the parts and stuff as I go along, so don't stress it none. If you're interested in this kit, I will be talking about where you can buy this stuff after the video. If you're interested. But, yeah, this is just how to put it together. Okay, let's start. By putting this off to the side, you will need this thing. You will need this box.
You will need this box. Why, you may ask?
Is because, well, we're just going to spray paint this stryfe, just like this, pretty much. We're going to do some stuff before that, but we're pretty much just painting the stryfe.
Grab your
main pieces and organize them. That needs some paint. Primer, black primer. This I won't worry about. I'm going to be shoving it in. So yeah, pretty much think about what parts are going to go where and how they're going to end up looking in the end. And yeah, I'll show you how I kind of organize it in the end. Be right back. Okay, so here are the things I'm painting. It's, well, aside from the actual stryfe. All of this stuff is going to be painted in a nice matte black because it's 3D printed, so it has these lines on it, and primer tends to do a good job on making that not like that. I want to be doing a sand before a sanding of all these little tiny bits and pieces before I go crazy. I might not do it to this. There's a screw in there, so that one's probably a negatory. Wrongo, not happening. But we'll see. Yeah, looks like we'll also need some Allen keys for this project, which I have. Okay. Interesting. Alrighty, so now that I have all of my stuff pretty much ready, organized between not being painted individually, like these two, this is going to be inside of the blaster, for one, and so will this. So I don't really need to stress about painting them. And the barrel, which went here, is pretty much already painted for us. I mean, it's already a nice black, so I'm not too stressed about that. So yeah, next up, take a file, and just sand it. Pretty much just like that. Just give it a rougher sand to get rid of some of that texture on there. We're painting it, so none of this white stuff will show. So this is going to take me a little bit of time. I'm not going to sand this bit down, but I will pretty much do a sand for all of them. So yeah, I want to do my sanding, and I'll show you what's up when I'm done. Okay, so I did my sanding to smoothen it out a bit. I mean, it isn't the best. It still is kind of rough, as you can tell, but I think the spray paint will take care of the rest for me, so I'm not too concerned. Now, the next thing to do is set this thing off to the side for now, and work with these and this and my Dremel, which I will be getting right now. Right now. What now? Okay. Alright. Okay. Okay. We're good. We got everything. Alright, sweet. Bada bing. Bada bam. Bada boom. Now, take your blaster apart. And split it in two. We'll need all these parts. So, this I need to do some work to. That I need to do some work to. Okay. Now, what you're also going to have to do, is get rid of this barrel. And to do that, you'll unfortunately have to take out the flywheels. But just the flywheels. And it's not that big of a deal. It really ain't. Just pretty much
There we go. Pop that off,
slide that out, and you're golden.
This, you can pretty much get rid of now.
Don't need that. And
You don't need this. So this whole
segment you don't need.
get rid of it. Take out this piece. And you might need one thing. Yes. Keep this though. The little barrel piece.
Shove that back in there. Shove that in there.
And shove it all back in place. Nice and
Snug.
beautiful. Now I just want to see. Now at this point,
I'm just going to do a quick test fit right now to see how all this slides together. So the barrel, maybe take that off, slide that in,
and then line up the barrel like so. This goes in like that. And then that goes in like that. Like so. Perfect. Okay.
Beautiful, wonderful, frosty, nice, perfect. Okay.
I believe I screwed these in, and yes.
Okay.
Now that that is
Done.
here is where the Dremel comes.
Comes in, and this is completely optional. It will make it look cooler, and you can do the like slap out the mag thing with this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to be cutting this off, like so. Same with the other side.
I will
Probably
do this off camera.
is the best bet.
Probably. Or you know what?
I'll get my Dremel set up and I'll show you what I'm going to do on this side. So I'll be right back once I'm all ready to go.
Safety glasses on.
We're ready to go.
Get rid of all the extra
Fluff, fluff. And you should get something that looks like this.
ta-da! You should get something just like that. Then you can just snap off the excess
Give this a good sand.
with
Sanding stick. clean it up. And that's pretty much it. That's all you have to do if you want to do this step. Just clean it up and do it on the second side and you're ready to go, pretty much. I mean, there's not much else to it. It really is simple. Once you have it on both sides, it will look like that. Kinda. Not the prettiest looking thing, but it's an AK. And then you can either keep this or just throw it out. Alright, I'm going to do it to the other side. And then I'm going to also clean up the logos off screen too. And all that good stuff. And I'll be right back when I'm done. Okay, so after that's done, you should have something that looks like this. Not your typical looking AK yet, but the important thing is if it does this. Like that. And then once screwed together, which I'm using force right now, give it a shake. It does come out. Alright. So, because that happens when you shake it up. Shake it up. Shake it. Okay, wait, hold on. Yeah, right. You have to take this stuff and apply it to both to inside right here using a Dremel tool, of course. So, how you do that is you take your pieces. Too close there. Like that. Then, again, cracking open your stryfe. Breaking off any excess and all that shenanigans, and cracking off scrap and dusting yourself off. Measure it out. Give it a rough guess. Be like, oh, I know what I have to do here. And then I'm just going to flick on my Dremel tool and mark a line. At least this is how I do it. Because who's got time for rulers, am I right? Now you need your second piece. And mine went somewhere. Yeah. We're professional builders here. No, I totally know where it is. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, so I'm just going to do that, and we'll be back. See ya. Okay, welcome back. So once you have your pieces cut out, take some super glue. Give unhealthy amount of super glue, and just smack that on in, just like so. Just like that. Trying to line it up with the bottom as best as possible. Yeah, another piece.
Here we go, I guess. Here we are. Here we go. This is it. This needs to be sanded down a bit. My hands are now sticky with super glue. Hoorah. Sand down both sides very nicely. Definitely not rushed. Super glue. Clamp that. Frick, it's not in all the way. Damn. Ah, frick, it's sticky now. Shit. Ah. Yeah, it's sticky. Suka beard. My hands are going to get. Yeah, just. Oh, it's sticky, gross, and just. Sticky and gross. Ow, 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 ow. The pain will be worth it in the end. Just remember that. I hope. But the Suka, If you can't solve it nicely, solve it with brute force. And glue. And glue. And you cheeky. And sand. And sand. And then brute force it in. Hoorah. And that one just slides in. Nicely. Ta-da! Ta-da! Ta-da. Slap that back on. I'm sure it's fine. Nothing ever goes wrong when there's intense rattling and, you know, point of that is to see. No. It doesn't clear it. So I will have to sand it down once it dries, at least. Not right now. Once it dries. I'm gonna have to sand those cheeky buggers down. Hardcore. Hardcore style sanding. Yes. So, yeah. That. And that will take care of it. Sanding with a Dremel. So, I'm gonna wait for this nonsense to dry for about an hour or so. And then I'm gonna come back, sand it down, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. Once that hell is taken care of. So yeah, remember, the pain will probably be worth it in the end. Probably. Bye. Just give you a quick catch up. I left off with a small issue. The mag wasn't going in properly. After further analysis, this wasn't the case, and the magazine went in fine. Especially if you Loaded in AK style. The mag goes in wonderfully. So there's that, which is great. Now, before we can go on to painting, we got a few more things to do. One, finish sanding this down, cleaning it up, and, well, two, make sure you get rid of the front iron sight, because, when I was doing some dry fitting, I realized that the top bit won't go on unless you get rid of that. So, presto, gonzo, get rid of it. Other than that, we're pretty much ready to rock and roll. So, before we do rock and roll, though, because rock and roll we shall, we need to do what? What is it? What do I have to do now? Put in this thing. This worker magazine extension bit. It goes in like so. So, screwdriver here. Mystery pops out, which allows that bit to go gonzo, and this bit go in. Nice and dusty in there. Blow some of that out. And presto. Presto, changeo. Just like that. Easy peasy, no problemo. That's done. That is nice and clicky and good. Good. What else? What else? Oh yes, here we go. Time for some fun stuff. Pop off this. Now, what we have to do is make space for the lipo, which is quite simple. Get rid of these things. Should look like that now. Next thing is grab a pair of your handy dandy, definitely was dandy pliers. And pull that out. Next, take Dremel with sanding bit. Presto. We're rocking. Ish. We're a mess, but we're rocking. Now, take your lipo, cram it in there to see if it fits. Which it does. It do fit. It do diddly darn fit. It do fit. That's good. I'm gonna get rid of this bit right there, and there we go. A little rattly, that's fine. Ta-da! And that is what that should look like. So that this fits in nice and snug. At this point, your battery tray ideally does not seem to want to fit in. Okay, I see the problem here. These lines. So all these lines on this have to go. Bye-bye. Who cares if it's rough? It works. Ta-da! Ish. Ta-da-ish. Ta-da-ish. Now that I look at this, it looks like it can hollow out that area. So, with my hoodie now off, ooh, this is tiring, to be honest. There's a lot of steps. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that has to get done. A lot of stuff. Make sure that everything's cleaned out. Yeah, it's actually relatively clean. Like, wow, shocking. Who would have thunk it? You know what? Now that I think about it, I should probably put my trigger screw back on. I'm just going to shove this screw back in there. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. A minute. Give me a minute. Okay. You thing. Yeah. I'm totally level-headed right now, as you can tell. I'm going to do this. And I'll be right back. Okay, so we're on to one of our final steps for this project. Which is painting. We're going to paint now. We're going to do some spray paint. We're going to paint this piece of... this handsome... boy that I'm not frustrated with. Turns out the thing that I thought it was a problem isn't a problem, and yeah, of course, as always. So, don't cut out that square that I said to cut out. Ignore me. Ignore that. Just ignore it. So, the other thing you have to do to get this thing ready to paint is put a piece of tape inside of that, and then pick any two screws. Grab your screwdriver, put one in the front, looks like we need the Ziploc baggie full of screws that came with this, which is in here. Swell. Okay. So many parts. So many parts. So many parts. So many parts. Shove that in there. Grab a bigger screwdriver. Or not. Whatever. Okay. Shove one in the top then? That work? Yes. Shove one in the top. And one in the back. Don't shove anything in there. Don't do it. I've now learned my lesson and regret it. But I'll worry about that later. Just worry about it later. No big deal. Actually, what am I doing? I could totally just screw this all together. Yeah, we don't really need to access the inside. Alright, at this point, you can screw your entire blaster together. I'll see you when I'm set up for painting. And now, once you've found a good spot in winter to paint, go for it. Pretty much do that until you get a nice blanket of black. That's all there is to it. I'll see you guys back in the basement. Hello, and welcome back. I got everything painted up, and yeah, the paint job's a little rough, but honestly, it's an AK. I can use that to my advantage on this one. Now, I did a little something off screen, and that is figured out and tested it and soldered the inside of my Nerf gun. Soldered, tested, the whole shebang. Now what I did is I put some hot glue here to keep the wiring in place, so the solder won't have any tension on it. Now I'm pulling and picking it away, which is a terrible idea, but yeah, I just added some hot glue in there to keep it from pulling away the solder. My soldering jobs are kind of ass, and my soldering skills are terrible, but it will do. It will definitely do the trick. So yeah, I just gotta wait for that to sit, and the lipo will go in there. Thankfully. Kind of like that. And then, it's on to final assembly. So, I will get this, I'll let that finish setting. And I will do a test run to make sure that I don't have to redo anything. Which I'm pretty sure I don't, but I want to make sure that that isn't a mistake. So, yeah. I'll do it like that. What a complicated thing this is. And then it will be on to putting all the finer details together. I have a set of Allen keys up here ready to rock and roll. So, yeah. I'll be right back. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Now it's time for your hard labor to come to fruition. Let's put it together. The fun part. Let's start with this bit. Or, you know what? No. Top bit. I have no idea. Okay, slide the top bit in very aggressively. Then take this bit, slap it on there, and then you'll take this piece, slide it in. And that works just like that. Now, the next piece is this, your sights. And those slide on like so. Now to tighten everything down, you'll need a hex bit, and that can just go in. Let's screw it all down. in place. Sure that's all the way in. Boom. Now nothing is coming apart. Bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. Breathe. Okay. Now, we'll need these two big bricks of boxes. Because those will have your stock, ideally, your stock. First, take these side bits. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bang. And those clip in like so. Like. Hold on. Hold on. So. Bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. We're rocking. Slip your barrel in. Slip your other barrel in. Gotta line that up. That all lines up like that. Give it a nice whack. Nice little wacka action. And then you take this bit and you slide it in. Now, this piece is kind of loose, so I recommend putting just a little dibby dib of super glue on the outside. That way you can pull this piece off, or that piece. Make sure you line it up just like so. Now you're starting to see your AK. Next bit. Stock. Like so. You pretty much got your AK built. Last step. Magazine. Fistful of darts. Get rid of those two. Load up your worker 15 round style AK mag. Just like so. Oh, might as well load up all the darts, am I right? Load up all them darts. All them darts. Like that. Now, 2S lipo. Plug it in. Take your lipo. Neatly compact everything together. Put your cap back on. Like that-ish. Long screw. Hold on. Put your cap back on. And then you have yourself an AK.
That scared me for a second. Just the tip fell off.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got an AK.
Thank you. Thank you so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you find this tutorial helpful for when you build yourselves your stryfe K, your AK stryfe, your Kalashna stryfe, your whatever the hell you're going to call it. I had fun. I hope you had fun. Sorry this video is a little bit of a doozy. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.